Hello, welcome to another episode of the Digital Foyer. My name is Father Simon Lobo. I'm the pastor here at St. Benedict, and today I'm joined by
Father Eran.
Father Eran Amarasingha,
That's right.
who is one of the associate pastors, brand new, actually ordained. Do you know how many weeks or months you've been ordained at this point?
I stopped counting after 12 weeks, so more than 12 weeks.
More than 12 weeks, less than a year, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And so tell us, you've been at St. Benedict basically since the start of July.
Yeah.
And what are any of those like highlights or a first for a priest that you've been able to experience so far?
Definitely a highlight has been doing different sacraments, like celebrating Mass, hearing confessions, anointing those who are dying and those who are sick. I've been so blessed to experience God's power working through my humble hands. I'm a broken, sinful individual like everyone else, but God is able to use me.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, sorry. I am
No,
a broken, sinful.
you are speaking for all priests, including me.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very humbled in what God is able to do through me. And it's very clear to me that it's not me, it is God's power and mercy working through me. So it's been awesome.
That's cool. One thing I should say, and you didn't say it yourself, but preaching. You've preached a couple homilies, and they've been awesome, including we threw you in. Yeah, the first time he preached, we made him preach about lust, and now you're going to be known as the lust guy. But you did such a fantastic job, really dealing with a delicate subject, boldly but with sensitivity. Also, we threw you in at the last minute to fill in on the homily. I think it was on anger, maybe?
Mm-hmm. I did feel a little anger about that when I got called in like the day before, like within 24 hours.
24 hours notice.
Hey, you're preaching tomorrow on anger. Okay, great. Tell me how I feel now.
But you were able to
I was able
be gentle.
Yeah, that's right. Be patient anyway.
Yeah.
Be gentle anyway.
So, Father Eran, I know when new presidents step into office,
Okay.
they talk about the first 100 days. So, tell us about the first 100 days of your stepping into office here as associate pastor of St. Benedict Parish.
I don't think it's been 100 days yet.
Okay.
I think we're getting there. But I've had an opportunity to meet so many people. We have so many amazing staff and volunteers and those who help us and partner with us in our mission in all of our ministries that we have here at St. Benedict. So I feel honored that I get to work with so many talented people with such a heart for the lost, heart for evangelization, and that's been a great joy. And there are so many things to look forward to as well. I got to do my very first baptism as a priest, which was a huge blessing. I have a couple of weddings coming up that I'm really looking forward to. Not my own, obviously, because I'm a priest.
You're just officiating.
I'm officiating. I'm witnessing the weddings. But so many different things that are coming up. I haven't had a vacation yet, but I'm just getting started. So I'm looking forward to some time off as well. You've been telling me to take some time off.
I've been trying to. Just don't be like, I think Father Alex, one of the previous associates, he was barely here, and he's already talking about his retirement. So, anyways, so you've been ordained more than 12 weeks, but less than 100 days.
Yeah.
So you can do the math on that. But tell us, just so we have a sense, we've given you a fair amount of responsibility already, in addition to the sacraments and preaching, in terms of leadership. So we talk about priest, prophet, and king, this governance dimension of the priesthood. And so what are the areas that you are overseeing here at the parish?
So I'm mainly supporting three ministry areas in our parish here. The first is sacraments. So all the people who are coming to receive, especially the sacraments for the very first time, like children who are getting baptized, confirmations, first Holy Communions, first confessions, and marriages, things like that. So I'm supporting Ashwini, who's leading that.
You're not ordaining anybody?
No.
Okay.
No.
That would be invalid.
Yeah, exactly. and I'm also supporting Catherine, who is taking care of all the liturgy and all the beautiful things that we have going on in that part of our parish life. And finally, I'm also supporting Ethan, who is one of our new hires, who is the youth coordinator while Sarah is on maternity. So I'm supporting youth ministry as well. Youth ministry has been one of my passions and one of my, I have a heart for, especially the youth and young adults. So I'm really grateful that I get to support that ministry here.
I remember when you were here as a seminarian, you stepped in and led the group going to Steubenville that year, and you did a fantastic job with that. So right on. Thank you for saying yes to all those things. Maybe just the last question for today, because we're going to see lots of this guy on the Digital Foyer in weeks and months to come, beyond the 100 days, I promise you. But I believe, Father Eran, I think you would agree with me, that every young man who is trying to follow Jesus as a Catholic should at some point explore the possibility of a vocation to the priesthood, to bring it before God, pray about it, just to be open. And so what would you like to say to a young man who might be watching this today?
I'll start by saying that every man is called to be a husband and a father, but it's a question of how that's going to look like in your particular vocation. A lot of young men have come up and told me, I feel called to be a husband and father, so I don't think the priesthood is for me. And I would say it's actually really beautiful that you have that calling. I have that calling as well, and all men are naturally hardwired by God to have these desires and have these longings and this vocation to father, to be a spiritual father or a biological father. And for me, being a priesthood, saying yes to God's call to my priesthood has been the best decision that I've made in my whole life. And it's been a huge blessing for me and for all the people who have come my way. And I know I can already feel the spiritual fatherhood and supporting people and bringing people to Christ in these really amazing ways through the sacramental graces of the church. And if you feel even a little bit of an inkling that God might be calling you to the priesthood, it's a question worth asking, because if you say yes to this calling, if God is placing this call in your life, saying yes will be the best decision that you will make in your life. So I want to invite you to really ask that question: God, are you calling me to be a priest? And if He is, ask Him to give you the grace to say yes freely and generously, and you won't look back on it.
That's beautiful. Well said, Father Eran. It sounds like you've been ordained for a little over 12 weeks, but you do it all over again these 12 weeks. And so we're going to do this all over again, because next week we'll have another episode of the Digital Foyer. God bless everybody.
See ya.